All right, guys, this is Colin back again. This video is gonna be me analyzing or breaking down the what I've seen in the trailers. I am gonna turn on the volume so I don't get copyrighted, you know, by YouTube's and the film company, production company. So let's roll this. All right. It looks like he's standing at the top of the uh, what do you say, an obelisk where I can't remember the actual name. It's in Washington. It's a cool shot. Always had liked that. And there you go. He had a little Spidey web. To me, this looks kind of fake. Not fake, but more. It's almost CGI. Just the color, of his suit. It make it feel like it's not real. It's photo real. It's not real. You know what I mean? And Spider-Man in the cartoon, the current cartoon show, I think he does have this. I can't recall for sure. His costume is a little bit different than the previous one. It seemed to have some kind of breaking point, like not breaking point, but line that kind of break up, like here, and here, and the calf. Um, this shot remind me of flying squirrel. You know how flying squirrel have skin on the side of their body. You know when they jump and they flap. That's what it remind me of. But keep going. It's coming out. I don't know. It's obviously in Civil War. See here. Huh, that's really quick. I just want to see that. But this kind of look, this look real. Like he's actually wearing an actual costume, and he's having an actual, web slinger. That's spit out or throw out, webs. I like how that's interesting. How his eyes kind of like squint. It's kind of like this really pay homage to the 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 cartoon shows because it's in all cartoon their eye kind of does this, and it goes the same for anime or any cartoon really. So that's kind of take they really stay true to some material. Sony of course, Columbia. He remind me of Tobey Maguire. Really, remind me of Tobey Maguire. I actually like what's his name? Uh, Andrew Garfield much more. He looked more of a nerdy kid, and he just doesn't look nerdy to me. He looked like just an ordinary teenager. He doesn't have the perception. It just doesn't look like that. But anyway, and Tony Stark. Obviously, you can tell he's kind of almost like using him. It look like it's an interesting gun. This color kind of remind me of Power Cosmic. That's kind of what I'm thinking because the Power Cosmic have this kind of color, if I'm correct, and it had that really mystic or magical glow to it. Or the word is celestial. That's the word. And I like this. Is funny. They're trying to poke fun at the Avenger. You got Hulk kind of got that stance, and you have Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. Hmm. Yeah, this scene here, it made me feel like Tony Stark is a real douchebag. Um, to me, it felt like he's like I say again, it's like using Spider-Man. So to me, it felt like he's just a total douchebag, because he's really not uh, being a mentor, more like just an advice giver, Um, and the way he's just doing this is he's just kind of like, hey, here you go, be on your way, He's just not really almost treating Peter Parker with respect. See, you see, it's his body language just tells it. And this dude is in a lot of movies. And this is an interesting shot. Vulture. That's really interesting. This is really actually pretty. I meant pretty is because I think it's the vulture. When you look at closer, this is the wing and this is the propeller. Remind me a lot of the from the helicarrier, because the helicarrier kind of have this sort of architectural engineering features. And the more I look at it, it looked like it's a vulture, because you look here out the contour, it looked like a vulture. It looked like the bird, and this is the eye. You see what I'm saying? It got that. Whoever designed this was really creative. They thought about making it like mechanical, but make it look reminiscent of a vulture, the face of a vulture. So kudos. And this shot here. Oh, let me just go back a little bit. Let it roll. Here, this remind me of Guardian of Galaxy. Our main Chris Pratt's characters. Can't remember his name now, but he had this kind of face mask. So you're wondering, like, all of these technology are kind of like percolating on Earth because of these. They have this different alien, different race technologies and powers and uh, ideas being, exposed on Earth. Washington, D.C. Back to the first scene. Get this again. Right now. Yeah, it's like a blaster cannon. I mean, look at that. Right that back. Split it in half. This remind me of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where Spider-Man is in front of the train and he's trying to prevent the train from going over. This is kind of like that. I don't know about this dude. He's just like, oh hey, look at this, and it's interesting. You have the Statue of Liberty right behind there. If you freeze it, it's right there in between. You got the smoke. Obviously, you can't see people. He just looks so casual. He doesn't look freaked out. He doesn't look scared. He's just like, yeah, I'm just going to my day. There you go. So that last shot over here. Oh, it's too fast. Oh. Right here, is this the shot where he actually going to fight in a civil war, or is this the actual shot when he's actually going to fight the vulture together? That's kind of my questions. Um, so is this trailer posed more question than it posed more does more than it give answer, which it can be a good and bad thing. The good thing is that it keep you guessing and trying to figure out what's going on. The bad thing is like you already know what happened because you saw Civil War. So is this the tie the tie-in? That's my question. And obviously this is I'm thinking it's New York because Peter Parker is in New York. So yeah, this is the shot. I don't know if it would do the previous Spider-Man justice because this previous Spider-Man justice was previous one was they did a really good job. It was like it was mature. It was answering hard questions and emotions and relationship. Here is kind of like almost I want to say a reboot, a reimagine. That's what I feel like because I think the other two were better because they were more grown, more because we know about Spider-Man and his history. You can read a comic book and everything, you'd be up to par. But I don't know if it will be better than the previous sequels. So yeah, the costume is fine. It doesn't bother me. You still retain that the Spider-Man look. It's just the stripe that would break up the part to kind of give him a more contour look. And you wonder if there's gonna be more if Tony Stark gonna be actually in maybe 1/3 or not even a third of the movies, just kind of like maybe guiding him or showing him the way to be a superhero. So I don't know. And my other question would be is supposedly where is Mr. Vulture? If I can find his pretty face. Not really pretty face, but you get what I'm saying. Is he the only main villain, or is there others? Are there like he's being controlled or he's being the puppet of somebody else? Because the Vulture in the comic and not the comic book, but in the TV series, he's not really much of a threat. He's more like a villain, where when you have to fight like Harry Osborn, he's more like a threat because he had money, he had technology. Here he had technology, and yeah, he seemed like just an ordinary villain. He doesn't seem that imposing. Doesn't seem like he could make damage. Yes, he can blast things with his plastic guns and that sort of thing, but he doesn't really pose a enough threat to Spider-Man, to a point where he say, hey, I need some help because I can't handle the dude. And obviously, he's just flying around and he just threatening, hey, I'm gonna hurt, all the people that you love. Sure. Doesn't seem that imposing. It's just, we see those kind of story before. We see those kind of threat being made before. So to me, it's just like nothing new. I've seen this kind of villain before. That's why when I watch movie, I want to see something new. I want to see something different. I want to see different villain motivation. That's why I said, to me, it feel like a really generic or a very baseline or very ordinary villain. That's just my thought. So enough talking, guys. I want to say thank you so much for your time and effort watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And most importantly, please like, thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube, and share to my channels on Facebook, whatever. Subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you so much for your time and effort. I appreciate it. Take care, guys.